It has always been one China, not two. Hi, I'm Leslie Koo. Like I said, it has always been one China. China United Nations seats before 1971 covers the mainland and Taiwan. After 1971, the seat also covers the mainland and Taiwan. The only difference is the change of name from Republic of China to People's Republic of China. There has been always one China. I mean, we have to look at it this way. The fight or the war between the communists and the nationalists, it was a civil war. It was not an invasion from a foreign nation. The communists were Chinese. The nationalists were also Chinese. It was a fight internally. It's an internal fight, what we always call a civil war. As we know, at the end, the nationalists lost the war and retreated to the island of Taiwan. But the thing is, because under the Civil War context, even though the nationalists retreated to Taiwan, that doesn't mean that Taiwan does not belong to China. It doesn't work that way. So even in 1949, the communists took over China and changed the name to People's Republic of China. But this doesn't mean that the island of the island of Taiwan was no longer under China. That's not the case. It's just the change of name. And change of name doesn't mean that Taiwan no longer no longer belongs to China or under the rule of the Communist Party. Take, for example, like the breakup of Yugoslavia in the 90s into different states, into different countries. So, doesn't mean that the neighboring countries can now tell all these newly formed states or newly formed countries that, hey, the land that you're on now do not belong to you. It belongs to the former country called Yugoslavia. You all don't own it, and we have the right to take it since no one owns the land. Of course, that's not how it works. That's not how it works. They can't do that. So likewise, Taiwan, the island of Taiwan belongs to China, even though it's under the ruling of the Communist Party. That's what it is. Like what I said just now, it was not an invasion of a foreign country. Like Japan, it invaded China, colonized, of course, Korea Peninsula and Taiwan, and also invaded the rest of Asia, the Southeast Asia. So under the Cairo Declarations, Japan, at the end of the war, Japan had to return whatever it took from the other countries. We have to return to the respective owner. So from the China perspective, Japan returns the Chinese land to China after the war. And the list of areas in the Cairo Declarations with respect to China included Taiwan. That means Taiwan and mainland as a whole becomes China or belongs to a country called China. Or at least the name of the combination of the land, mainland, and the island of Taiwan is called China, belongs to China. So that's how it goes. The change of name does not mean that the island of Taiwan, now occupied by the nationalists, does not belong to China, which is now governed by the Communist Party. No, it doesn't work that way. First of all, it was not an invasion. It was a civil war, and a change of name does not mean that Taiwan does not belong to China anymore. So this is what it's like what I say, it has never been two China. It has always been one China. And the thing is, when I hear Taiwanese say, oh, I'm Taiwanese, I'm not Chinese, Taiwan is a country. At least I think I would consider it's a country. Some people would say that, be it the Taiwanese themselves or even like the foreigners. Some foreigners may say, oh, Taiwan is a country. We think that it's a country, even though the United Nations does not recognize it. It's still the one China policy. I still think that Taiwan is a country. Let's look at it this way. American Civil War, the Union, the North, and the Confederacy, the South. So, fast forward to the current days. An American born and raised in a southern state of the US said that I'm not a citizen of the United States of America, the US of A. I'm a citizen of the Confederate State of America. I'm sure after hearing this, you'll say, why on earth does this person say such ridiculous things? If you see it from this angle, then you find that it's kind of weird to make a statement like, I'm not Chinese, I'm Taiwanese, and Taiwan is a country. Thank you for watching. See you in the next one. Bye.